Alrighty, so I thought we would just do a general reading and see what message popped up. I'm going to be using the Earth Alchemy Oracle and the Star Codes Astro Oracle and this Star Secret Tarot. So there's no question. I just wonder what message will come through. Okay. Crazy Lace Agate and Sunflower, as well as Pixie Helpers and Green Aventurine on the bottom of the deck. How cheerful. Okay. Oh. Okay. Gemini, cross-pollinate on the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's see. Progressions, journey. Gemini again with the 3rd house, communication, and the 7th house, relationship, and Pluto, rebirth. Oh. Okay. Okay, so cycles and cycles that you've been through and have ended. Not just in your relationships in general, but in every category of your life that you have been putting conscious efforts into. They're in a really great place right now, despite the fact that it might feel otherwise sometimes. Because though you've ended many cycles, new ones are still beginning and old ones are still being released. So you feel that very much because you are like very in tune with your reality and the things that affect you and the things you have an effect on. But you have an awareness that this is taking place. You've ended a journey and begun a new one in a lot of different areas of your life. And you feel really optimistic about it today. There is a sense of cheerfulness about the decisions you've made and are making moving forward. And there is a lot of hope and faith that whatever you attract moving forward, whether in relationships or just because as a result of the relationship you've been able to beautifully maintain with yourself, you have a lot of hope and faith that what you're attracting is going to complement you beautifully because you've been working really hard on many different things and putting your love and pure intention in them. Okay. Let's clarify with the tarot. Progressions, journey. Ooh. King of Pentacles and the Justice card. Third house. Oh! The Star. Seventh house. Okay. The Lovers. And then Pluto. Oh. Okay. Funny how that landed right there. So Pluto, Three of Pentacles, but also Eight of Swords, which you can feel heaviest in your third house, and or Aquarian energy. And you know, the Eight of Swords is also Gemini, so it's very much, that was crazy how it came here, but okay. And we've got the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Okay, sorry. On the one hand, I didn't like the way everything was positioned, so I wanted to fix that. And on the other hand, I got distracted. Okay, so where we left off was we saw this Eight of Swords coast over this, so I think this is a really important part of the issue or circumstance you are moving through. Or I think that is the issue or circumstance in an otherwise quite beautiful, positive, like reassuring reading. You brought justice back to a situation for yourself in your life, and it may have been a relationship again, because 7th house is Libra and justice is Libra. So it may be specific to a relationship, and for many of you it is, but that's not the only part of your life where this has happened. Many different cycles have been closed out by you. You have like reflected on things on a much deeper level and brought justice to the situation for yourself. So that's why it's unlocking so much of this moving forward, which is a really happy energy, despite how difficult it may feel right now. With the Ten of Swords, we see that a painful cycle has ended. And sometimes elements or fears that you've developed based on those circumstances that you know you've already closed out that shouldn't apply to you, some of those fears are still there, but you're recognizing more and more that they are a reflection of like past programming, not reality. So when you have moments of self-doubt creeping in, or any kind of a fear, anything that brings your vibration down and you can't help but like believe it to be true, you're realizing, that's what all the sunflowers are for, you're realizing that none of them are real, and you're free to let them go. And the more you make the conscious decision to do that, the more it just solidifies the end of an old cycle that will never have a way to have control over you ever again moving forward. It's just tough, because this has been a phase of rebirth, and you've been experiencing like a few different ones alongside one another during this journey of your life. There's not just one thing we're talking about here. So because of that, it is making it hard for you to like work on and collaborate with yourself and spirit. Things are distracting you, not even just people or places in your environment, but more so the thoughts that they are triggering and the fears that they are using to control you from being able to work on yourself and get out of here more efficiently. Although they don't have much power over you, this is part of the process, because you are one by one and like more at a time even, swiftly just closing them out and letting them fall off and realizing that they don't pertain to you. They have no power over you. This is a really incredible like thing you're walking into right here, because I see you as being here right now with influences of this kind of trying to keep you back. This is where you're headed now. That's why you're facing it. And what you're headed directly into from here, as you know it, as you feel it, because you've been embodying it, is something so lighthearted and happy and joyful according to your deepest wishes now and moving forward, and as they ever were that you've uncovered. Especially when it comes to relationships with your own self, with other people, and in romance, we have the 7th house with relationship and the Lover's card. So you've manifested something, especially in love and in the soulmate level connection, based on everything you let fall off and determined were not part of you and your vibration anymore, and therefore there are no longer fears that manipulate you to behave different than your most confident self would in each moment. Those are not things that have such a strong hold on you. Therefore, it's allowing you to attract something on that level that reflects you now. This and all the work that you've done for yourself and for the people around you. Everything that you've been working really hard on, whether you received credit for it or not, it's manifesting all around you. So it's not just one thing. So yeah, for relationships, that would be a confirmation that that's what you're walking into, something really beautifully, harmoniously aligned with you. Yeah. But this represents relationships that you have with each and everything, beginning and ending with yourself in this lifetime moving forward. Nothing will ever get between that and the sacred relationships you built from this point moving forward. And because that was perhaps the one thing that may have been missing before, once that clicks into place, you complete the cycle of rebirth. Allows you to focus on yourself freely and happily without fears holding you back. It allows you to work with other people in a way that is super productive, where you don't have to question whether or not you can trust them, because that's part of something from the past. It doesn't apply to you now and what all you've created and attracted for sure, and you can have faith in that moving forward. So who I'm reading for is somebody who's dealing with this kind of energy, and because we have so many air signs, all of them, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Gemini, that tells me immediately that this was more than anything a journey of the mind, that the relationships outside of you, never mind them. You have been coasting a frequency of like air, energy, very cerebral, because the root of what you've been working on just most recently that is being cleared out for you so that you can see the benefits of the work has been your thought patterns. The thoughts that you've been ingesting from others, even by accident, the thoughts that you've had of yourself that were holding you back from realizing what great, beautiful things you are here to create and have been creating so you can continue more easily. It's been a journey of the mind more than anything. And that's been reflected in like your relationship with yourself and other people. It's also been reflected in everything around you that's been moving or shifting, whether that's a circle of friends or your career, whether that's what it is you decided that you love and something that you are naturally gifted at and creative. Like the old is leaving, the new has been coming in, and you've been balancing it really beautifully. Ultimately, because everything about you has been transformed and renewed ever since you were very, very mindful of your own mind and thoughts, and you found a way to get them on your side rather than have them fighting. And in doing that, boom, it created so much sunshine and a playfulness, endless like jokes and laughter between you and yourself. So that even like the most painful insult you ever created in the past that used to always get you down without fail, that will have no place here. You've risen above everything that ever used to hold you back mentally when you were ready to accomplish a thing. You, whoever you are moving into a place where that's never going to be a thing ever again that holds you back. Not in any respect. Therefore, everything meant for you will come find you very easily. It'll be like you manifested it just by thinking and expecting it would be there. work, relationship, health, clarity, new gifts, creative outlets, new spheres. All of this stuff is coming toward you because you've elevated and upgraded your own frequency enough to be able to be a magnet for all of that kind of stuff to find you. You're quite incredible, and you've got a very strong mind. And you've worked on a lot of different things. I can see that. We're only being called to focus on your mind and the work that your mind has done. It's very obvious by all of these different sections that many different cycles, not just your mind, you've been working on at the same time. Incredible. You've been doing a lot of work, and you're going to see the fruits of your labor really soon. And then remember, we had this pixie helpers and green aventurine on the bottom of the deck. And it says, not all wanderers are lost. And I think that's something that you've always known your whole life. Because the pixies represent the helpers, pixie helpers, as in your spirit team, your guides, whatever it is that you do believe in, that you always see the signs of all around you and have faith in, unwavering. They are there helping you all the time along your journey. So you have always known, even when you consciously felt lost, even in the past, a part of you always knew that you weren't. You were just getting closer and closer to finding your deeper self. And you always do. You always have. That's your way of living and being. It's very much how you do things. So that's why right now you're experiencing it on a very heightened level. Whatever it was that was your superpower that I described, you have it like times 10 now moving forward. Because all you needed was to let go of any kind of lingering fears that were holding you back or stopping you from expressing your most authentic self that you knew would help heal the world. That's going to do so. Because it was the way that you healed yourself over and over, so you know that the method is tried and true. And you know how you are always surrounded with all of the support you need. Whatever forest you are in, for how long you ever feel stuck there, you know that you're not lost, you're being watched, and there is a key here that you're always looking for, and you do always find it. This is just one of those cycles you're in again. It's not your first time, but you are excelling like way better than you ever even did at this stuff in the past. Because that's a testament to not just that gift of yours, but all of the ones that you have that are being renewed and upgraded like crazy right now at this specific point in time. And you're going to be in awe moving forward. It's a very peaceful thing you're moving into. And you know it. Yeah. Okay. So that's awesome. Alrighty. I think that'll do. Thank you. Okay, so I thought I would go further and read more and build upon the last one, which ended like 7 minutes ago. But I don't know why I felt like the need to continue. Sometimes it's just like that. So who knows if I'll use it or what this is. We'll see if there are like any more specific messages if you related with the first round of them. So the only difference is I'll be also using the Hide Tarot. What more specific message is there? Okay. Amber and Dawn Redwood and Petalite. Cosmic downloads. Okay. So that's kind of what we mentioned as we were looking at everything on this side that represented like a great shift and an expansion especially upon your own tools or gifts, whatever they may be. Maybe we're focusing on what they are now. Oh, that took a while. Okay. Juno, partnership. Leo, shine. Retrograde. Review. Okay. The moon, clarifying partnerships or Juno. Wow, that's a few of them, but okay. Four of Swords, Ten of Wands, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords. I'll fix this in a minute. Okay, there. Two of Swords. The Magician. Seven of Wands. Okay. Alrighty. So as we already established in the last reading, something going on with your mind, which makes sense because we established that you were upgrading very much, whether that was your knowledge, your ability to communicate what you know, network in a way that is productive and conducive with yourself and with everything and everyone all around. Having a way to find peace no matter what the fears of the situation are. Having a way of reviewing them from a detached perspective, which allows you actually to manifest very much more easily moving forward. Because all of your positive thoughts already equal reality. The only thing is that when you have fears at all attached to them, that's what blocks it from being a reality that you can see and access. So because you're receiving so much, so much in knowledge and skill and creativity and insight in so many different forms and ways at this time, one that is super commendable that you should be aware of if you're not already is your capacity to realize and step away from something that is emotionally or mentally overwhelming. Tune out the noise, as in the emotion, and just see it for what it is, a past fear, standing between you and the thing that you hold most dear in your mind's eye. When you realize it's just a fear and you're able to let it fall off you, you'll realize that the very next thing you set your eyes upon moving forward will reflect exactly what it is you wished and envisioned at some point in the past in its most beautiful form. That's what you have uncovered or are uncovering, one specific part of what's happening, because you are, or you have, found a way to look upon your fears in a way that sheds a bright light on them, so that you always have peace of mind. No matter the burdens, you carry them well. You have acceptance and awareness of them, but they don't control you as what. So you see everything clearly for what it is, including, as we said, the thoughts that manifest as fears or self-doubt for any reason at all moving forward. You know that you've done all the work to do and have already lived through regrets so many times and in those fears, enough to know they're not real, especially not for you moving forward. You have become a totally different person now. They don't even apply to you anymore, and you feel it more and more. I needed water. So that's a more specific, I guess, rendition or extension of the first point, or one of them. Wow. You must be a fantastic communicator, whether with words or just in energy or body language somehow, because of all the swords. They're not just your mind power, but they're also your ability to communicate. And you must be like a very outstanding communicator, whether with words or something about your energy can communicate and connect with things and people very well. So here we've got Amber and Dawn Redwood, Earth and Fire energy representing Rewild. The words associated are Druid, Tree Keeper, Perception versus Reality. This orange, amberish, reminds me of the colors around here, which allude to what I said before about the way you can surround a fear now, or any form of confusion or perception against your actual reality. You're able to shed light on it from definitely a lot of different views and higher forms of viewing it now, to where it diminishes any fears to just that, fears that you are aware of that you can release more easily now. Anything that was ever in the dark for you, a confusion or a source of self-doubt, won't be anymore moving forward. You have found a method of identifying them immediately and making sure they never come back moving forward as you keep manifesting. Now that that barrier has been lifted here between its thought and its manifestation of it out here, that barrier was the fear, which you're learning doesn't exist anymore for real, so long as you say so moving forward. And embody your truth in everything you do, as you've been doing, and you know it. Good job. Of course, orange also represents creativity, what you create. So you're embarking on so many different things moving forward that are going to blossom up into a shocking amount of exactly what you always hoped and imagined, but all the more even than that, because they reflect everything you've been creating consciously as well as unconsciously with your heart you're not even aware of. They're all coming toward you, they're around you, you're just lifting the fog of any lingering negative thoughts. And all of this green and then all of this pink is the heart. So that makes me feel like you've been quite aware of how empathetic you are even before entering this cycle, which you're now closing out. You probably worked on your heart for a while, so it was quite solid entering this journey of the mind. It helped it a lot. That's obvious. You had a way of doing all of this, but for all of the things that made you feel heavy or guilty or sad, not just in thought but in heart. So you already achieved this, what you did on the mind just now, way before even entering this point. That's why your heart was so strong coming into it, and you went through it just so beautifully. This is like an extension, I guess, that is just here to give you recognition for what it is that you've done. The universe saw that and sees you and wants you to know, look, you did all of this. Let it be known I saw you. And wherever it is you think you are on the journey, you're actually right here as the magician. And you know what to do moving forward more and more, and that's being activated all the more through your mind. Again, as you let go of any fears more and more moving forward, which is something you're harnessing like crazy so well. Oh, I wonder, what do we even need to clarify here? Do you even need to? What's left? Oh. 10 of Cups, the spell. Okay. Six of Swords, the lily pad. And then we've got the statue representing death. Oh, wow. Who wanted to be seen? The tower, the charm. The statue and the tower. Death and the charm. Wow. Definitely have made such a great change. Remember, we already saw Plutonian energy near the end during the first reading when the Pluto card came out. And now that's just kind of extending upon or confirming that all the more with this Plutonian, these two cards right here to just kind of echo and reflect that. So many great changes have been made on your part. And as you're in this review and doing beautifully so that no other old cycles of thought are repeating as you move forward. Yeah, so many structures and elements of that old paradigm are falling off and away as you are rising up, whether or not you realize it. That's why it feels like such a great change of so many systems around you. They're positive. And they're just making room for everything that's about to grow and bloom all around you. So you are moving on. And look how peaceful. Of all of the Six of Swords cards and all of the decks combined I've known, that's the most peaceful one I've ever seen. It's such a peaceful movement forward. Because the hard part is over. You did it. The hard part is over and you're just moving forward beautifully. 10 of Cups. Dream come true. If you were ever disenchanted by reality for a while, which maybe you were, This is the phase of your life where you have like fallen back in love with it again because you've understood something about it, so much about it on a renewed level that allowed you to unlock so much about yourself and your gifts. It's like you've fallen back in love with the habit of reality again in a way. And as long as you continue holding on to that, it's created like a charmed reality in a way for you moving forward, and you'll be seeing that more and more. The more you let crumble those old statues or pillars of thought that used to rule you, you let them go, they don't hold you back anymore. You don't really have those kinds of fears anymore because you know you're a different person and like an evolved person moving forward. Beautiful. Yeah, bottom of the deck was past life healing. What a strong person went through this journey, or as I said, like a multiverse of journeys simultaneously, and is now here at the end of all of them, moving forward, only still here in that you are reflecting on a lot of things, learning more each time that you do at a rapid rate that to you even is starting to become shocking. If you didn't know why or what was happening, well, let this be some kind of hopefully a message that makes sense to you. It's because now you're at a point where your thoughts and intentions and manifestations that you have in your mind's eye are backed by something so much more pure, honest, authentic, and full of love than they ever were before this point. That's why they're happening around you more quickly as you move forward. It's like more potent manifestation power, as in you love what it is you're creating and seeing without any fears holding you back anymore. This is where you are now, and it's a great place to be. And this is a reminder of that to you. If you ever have a doubt moving forward, you know what to do with it. Remember, you've been doing it. Good job. Confirmation for whoever you are. If this resonates with you, it's really beautiful. Very mesmerizing. Okay, so I guess that'll do. Thank you.